Okay, today, Monday, May 16th, it is currently after hours, about 25 past 4. These were my first two trades of the day early on. Pretty much right out of the gate, two profitable trades. This is TQQQ, by the way, right here. Got in right at the bottom, got out here too soon, and then as the price dropped, rather than going over to SQs, I held on with TQs for the second trade of the day, got in right at the bottom, got out here, a little better exit since price didn't jump that much more. That was TQ early on. I did move over to SQs after that, but I want to cover my last trade at the end of the day, toward the end of the day in TQs before I switch over to the other chart. So there were two trades over at SQ, then I came back here to TQs for the fifth trade, got long here. That was a mistake, I think. I had an opportunity to take profits. I should have done it. But I thought it was going to follow the pattern of the day because it was a range day, not a trend day. And so you can see what the pattern was as I pull back. You know, it was pretty defined, well defined. It was here, up, down, up, down, up, down. So I figured this would be a great time to get long. If not here, then right here. Right here. And it wasn't. So I had considered getting along here with 2,750 shares, which would have put me in for 3,000 since I was trading 250 shares. And I would have made a boatload of money, but I'd have been adding a ton of risk at the close. And you can see what happened to price right before the close. Obviously, I would have gotten out here. And I could have got out there with a small gain, actually, but I chose not to, thinking it was going to go up, following the pattern of the day. But it didn't. So I figured, well, I'll hold after hours, and in the after hours, typically, you'll get some moves, some relief rallies after hours to compensate for all the selling here. There'll be some relief buying, and you'll get price move up as that happens, but it did not happen today. And so I took a loss right here, right before this small dip, sold in after hours, and took my first losing trade in a long time. I think it's only my third or fourth losing trade since I reinstituted trading in the third week of March this year. And I've pretty much traded every day. So, took a loss there at the end of the day. And I took a loss because I had made a pact when I started the day that I was going to only trade with 250 shares. I was not going to add on to any trades that were down. I was not going to do that. Shame, because I would have made a lot of money by the end of the day, as I mentioned just a moment ago. But I stuck to my guns, and I took a loss. So, in TQs for the day, at the end of the day, considering that loss on my fifth trade, I ended up a gain with $80.55, $80.55, which $81. So And I think I took about a $60 loss on that one. Not a lot, but again, I was only playing 250 shares. Now, moving over to SQs. See if I can do this and hold the camera steady. And let me see if I can focus in here. In SQs. Okay. And I'll make this a bit more readable. Okay, here we are. Pick up my pointer, my Sharpie. So anyway, SQs. Here was my entry right down here at the bottom of this pullback in this move down here. So I got long here, exited in the same candle here, just scalped. Turned out to be a pretty good scalp because if you look at the bodies of the candles here, price basically stopped right where I got out. We did have a few wicks, so I did have opportunities to make a few more bucks, but all in all, great entry. It's exactly what I was looking for. It's exactly what I did, and I hit my price. Trade number 4, down here, not quite as sharp. There were a number of different support resistance lines that I could have worked with, and I happened to choose the wrong one. But I knew I was close to the bottom, especially considering this move as I zoom out. You can see the move started up here, down, and here I was right near the bottom, getting long. So again, 250 shares on everything today. So I resisted getting long with more shares here and held. Had a chance to get out with a gain here, but I felt like I had found the bottom. Unlike some of these other moves that I make, like the 2 on TQs that I covered earlier, this would be the same thing. They're pullbacks, and I'm just making money scalping the pullbacks. Unlike the pullbacks, this felt like a bottom, so I held it, and in fact it was a bottom, and I got out with a decent profit. Could have been a lot more because it was a bottom. Look where it ended up. I got in here, got out here, and check this all out. Anyway, took a practice trade here. And that would have paid off a little bit. I would have scalped out here because it did pull back. So I did recognize a pullback area there. So to kind of wrap this up, 5 trades, 3 in TQs, 2 winners, 1 loser, profit of about $81. SQs, 2 winning trades, and a gain of $130.02. So 130 gain here. Total gain for the day looks like 210.57. 210.57, so $211. And I'm back to work tomorrow. My vacation, my short 2-day vacation is over. So probably have a late arrival to the computer and maybe some nap time required, but overall, it's been a good stretch. Back at it tomorrow.